Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in the world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayer's Live. Kind of a PNT Live edition because we're going to go over something that will probably be fairly educational to a lot of you out there, but we're also just going to, vibe and do some girl talk, hence why we're doing IRL girl talk today too. And hello, Bronwyn. Hello, Bronwyn. You're actually really going to like what I shared today, as will a gentleman known as Prison Mike, as will a gentleman known as Tommy James, as will quite a few people who get me, who get my comedy, who understand the type of entertainer that I am. Um, and just who have followed me for a very long time. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about hate bonding before I allow some of you to witness me do some stretching and some light yoga because God knows I need it. And I'm at the seaside right now. I like to be by the water sometimes when I need to center. So, anyway, I came across a very interesting article from December of 2017. And this article has to do with something called hate bonding. And hate bonding is something that Prison Mike, someone who I recently made the acquaintanceship with, has, he's used that term with me on a few occasions. So that prompted me to look more into it. And that's really the key to the recapper game. Let me tell you all something. And look, I believe in prosperity for everybody. I believe in free education for everybody, if possible. I'm one of those people. But if you are someone out there who is already an IRL streamer, okay, and you already have a moderate channel, right? Maybe you only have, I don't know, 50 viewers, something like that, 50 subscribers. If you really want to grow your channel, I would say become a streamer recapper. But not for the streamers that you like, the streamers that you don't like, and that you've started to realize a lot of people are criticizing, a lot of people have beef for, because hate bonding is real. And when people get together and become friends or acquaintances or associates over something that they dislike or someone that they dislike opposed to somebody that they like, that builds a stronger bond between the people who have that common hate. In other words, it creates a very strong gang. And that is what we are seeing with a lot of the recappers. We are seeing it with Miss Parker and the Petty family. She's very strategic when it comes to the streamers that she recaps and that she does shows that revolve around them, because she understands this concept that I'm explaining to you. Public figure Myka Walkace, aka Skeletorthagod, aka Skelly, the guy who has, he's got to watch it because he's getting close to pushing certain targets that he has over the edge, and if he does, that could be deemed suicide coercion. But he's done it when it comes to Carissa, aka Controlla. The only reason that he has the following that he does is because he has pinpointed certain people that other people very strongly dislike, and he rallies the hate against them, rallies the hate against them. That's what all the recappers do. BGTV, Landon Tells, he's done it for years with Ski Mask, Andy. A lot of them do it, but it's something that is monetizable. It absolutely is. It's something that really could be done to the aforementioned parties. Now, someone has told me recently Landon Tells disappeared. I don't know. I don't think he'll ever disappear, but there's a lot of people that don't like him. Somebody could just start recapping his recaps and create quite the following. Miss Parker. A lot of people like her, but a lot of people don't like her too. Somebody could start recapping her recaps. And what is she going to do? Strike the channels? She can't. Because everything that she does is based on people not striking her channel. Same thing with Myka Skelly. I mean, really, if I were Carissa, Controlla, and I hope she sees this, if I were her, I would start recapping every single recap that Myka Skelly has ever done. He can't strike your channel because he's always talking about he doesn't want people to strike his channel unless he becomes the ultimate hypocrite. You see what I'm saying there? If I were Carissa or Controlla and I really wanted to grow my channel and I wanted to turn things around, I would just start recapping him. Make it recapper versus recapper, battle of the recappers. You know, Ski Mask Andy could be recapping people. And he would actually be one of the most effective ones considering his gift of gab. So that's really why, you know, you have certain people in the IP2 linked IRL community who are like, there's so many recappers. We need more streamers. Do you really? No. The people who are complaining about there being too many recappers are the recappers themselves who don't want the competition and who don't want exactly what I just shared with you to be known. So now let me read to some of you a very interesting article. Again, this is from December of 2017. It's from Business Insider. People build stronger connections when they hate the same things, but it's a risky way to make friends. Now, I first started noticing people doing this within the adult entertainment community when it came to a little something called PWL. You'd have to look that up. But there was a master of this in that world, a man named Ari. He taught me a lot of what I know. Here's been a few. Research shows people tend to build stronger bonds through mutual dislike than sharing positive feelings towards someone. Oh, but there is one catch I wanted to tell you about recapping and drawing and developing the hate. The chat. The chat is the Achilles heel. And I'll tell you why. When I did that live stream the other day, and I popped on as a guest for Miss Parker, that particular live stream was one of the best gifts that she could have ever given me, and I'm going to tell you why. Politicians pay thousands, if not millions of dollars before they start their campaigns to figure out not who likes them, but exactly who does not like them. I know from that chat, and I've already documented it, every single person who actively is putting out intense hate towards me. And a lot of those aliases I've already tracked to what their legal identities are. Now I can go all over YouTube and I can see everything that they do, everything that they say. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyone can do this. All you got to do, if you want to find out who really hates you, and it's more powerful to know who hates you than who likes you. If you want to win any battle, you need to be able to see your enemies. If you can't see your enemies, how are you going to fight? You know? Just saying. I can see mine. Expressing hatred defies social lines and expresses vulnerability, which can satisfy others' need for connection. While this can help you build connections, it's a risky way to actively try to build relationships. It is risky because it never lasts, not in the long run. Have you ever heard the cliche, no bond is stronger than two people who hate the same person? It turns out there's actually some truth to that statement. Despite hating people being a socially unacceptable act, on the few occasions when people have the guts and or strong emotion to motivate them to share their negative opinions about a person, it often pays off in the form of new or stronger connections. Research has found that people form stronger bonds when they are able to talk about their dislike towards someone else than when they have positive feelings towards someone. And Discord is the proof of that, isn't it? Especially when it comes to the Outcast Owls and the situation revolving around Carissa, aka Controlla. I mean, it's scientifically proven now. She's a perfect example of what this article is talking about. That's why she needs to turn it around. I hope she takes my advice. The question is, why does an action as disrespectful as spewing negativity about other people increase hateful individuals' quantity and quality of connections? The fiery emotions that fuel hatred. If you are a generally positive, forgiving person, the concept of hating others, much less someone you barely know, is a foreign concept to you. The majority of the time, people don't say hateful things because they are cruel, judgmental, and antisocial. Instead, common feelings and psychological needs bring out the worst behaviors in some individuals and prompt them to say negative statements about another person. Here are the 4 primary reasons why people hate others. Number 1, people want a scapegoat. Yes. And that is the reality when it comes to Carissa Controlla. And let me pause and look at the chat very quickly. Hey, Cardi Lee, how are you doing? Good to see you. All right, number 1, people want a scapegoat. Okay, so here's what's really happened with Carissa Controlla. All right, Skelly, Myka is really infatuated with this chick, Trishalicious, right? He really wanted to be her friend, maybe a little something extra, who knows? But Trishalicious had a problem, and that problem's never going to go away, considering her attitude. She's known as one of the worst mothers on the internet. Now, there's actually a few who are worse, but they tend to donate to Myka as of current. I mean, he's created quite the business model for himself. It's like if you're a bad mom and you showcase that on the internet, like for example, if you live in the state of Arizona and you sit in your car, even with the keys out of the ignition, and you drink a buzzball, do you understand that that's illegal? And do you understand that that warrants a visit from CPS? And do you understand that sometimes people who do that happen to be mothers who are part of the Outcast Owls chat, possibly their Discord? And sometimes they send Myka money to request stickers. So Myka knows exactly where such a mother lives. And should that mother step out of line or cross him, ring, ring, ring. Hey, CPS, I have some video footage of a mother and possibly her child was in the car with her and she was drinking a buzzball live on cam in the car. See how that works? But you have these really bad mothers who want to deflect from themselves. They want to put all the blame upon somebody else. Now, if I was a mom, I'm sure I would be that person, but I don't have any kids. Nope, I'm footloose and fancy free. But poor Carissa Controlla, she's already had some issues. She's been very honest. She's someone who was like, hey, I have messed up in my life, but I am going on a redemption tour. And people don't want that redemption tour to happen because if it does, she can't be such an effective scapegoat anymore for them to deflect from what horrible mothers they are, spending all day on Discord bitching about somebody that they don't know. When you are struggling, whether it's problems at work, low self-esteem, conflicts in your relationships, etc., it feels much better to funnel your negative energy into blaming someone else than to confront your own role in your problems. A lot of people join hate groups or Discord servers linked to recappers because it allows them to funnel the blame for all their problems into another group of people while being supported by a group of people who share their beliefs and make them feel like they belong. And that's all the Outcast Owls is. That's all it is. That's all the Petty family is. That's all Landon Tell's group is. That's all some of IP2 is. That's all what a lot of the mommy blogger, bored housewife, incel communities are. Number 2, they're lonely and seeking connections, even hateful ones. I'm not going to read everything here. You can look this up yourself. Number 3, they fear the unknown. Now, this is interesting. When someone new enters a group, particularly if they are in a position of influence, many people immediately begin gossiping negative things about the person because they fear how that individual will change their group's dynamics. I saw that for myself with the Owls. That's why when Myka or Skelly, whoever he wants to be, is like, well, she was a part of our community. No, I wasn't. All those women feared the hell out of me, and they should. Sharing hatred toward the new person is a way for the existing group to strengthen their bonds in defensive modes against the outsider. I mean, that one woman, Bombshell, she can't keep my name out her fat mouth, can she? Gosh, she's so old and decrepit. See, she was always kind of an outsider in the group because she doesn't have any kids. Because she can't. Now, I still can, but she can't. And when I came along, considering that I'm not as old as she is, but still I'm a bit older than the, 30-somethings who are in there, that scared the hell out of her. So as soon as I flipped the switch and was like, ta-ta, see you later, oh, she was so happy about that. Like I said, she can't keep my name out of her fat mouth. But what do you expect from a white nationalist loser? And number 4, their insecurities get the best of them. Hatred also surfaces when people are highly insecure. Often they'll compare themselves to other people. And when they come to the conclusion that the other person may be better than them or possess traits that they don't want to acknowledge that they also share, people may speak out against that person to protect their anxiety onto them. Yeah. So this is a really good article. I linked it up in the description below. I would suggest you check it out. I hope that some of you out there who may be contending with strategic hate campaigns against you find that helpful when it comes to understanding and fighting back if necessary. But again, Carissa, Controlla, listen to me. You want to turn your stuff around? You recap the recapper. You have the entire setup to do it. You have the brain, and you have the gift of gab. Just saying. That's his worst fear. So now it's time for me to do some stretching. I'm going to look at the chat again. Cardi's feeling okay today. Oh, thanks, Cardi. Thanks, Bronwyn. And yes, that one is weird. Yeah, what happened to him, NorCal? Did he just... Something must have happened. But people move on. we'll move on. Yeah, I don't like everything about Carissa Controlla, but you know, I like a nice comeback story. I like a nice comeback story from time to time. Oh, thank you, Bronwyn. Thank you. All right, I'm going to do some stretching. I'll let you all hang out with me while I do. I did a whole lot of stretching earlier, but I'm going to do some touch-up stretching. Why? This is going to be a little bit gross sounding, but I was constipated. And I don't like to take any sort of, laxatives or anything, but I really wasn't feeling so great. I was like, ugh. And I know it was just due to stress. So I did some yoga earlier, but I'm going to finish up right now. But I did want to share that because it was on my mind. And I thought that it would be pretty useful to a lot of you. But what these people are doing when it comes to rallying the hate, it can be mirrored back to them if you know how. I suggest everyone decompress their back from time to time via this particular method. It's very good. Maybe I can do the check down here. I don't have the best internet where I am, but it's okay. Let's see. Who, me? See, there's the hate bonding right in my own chat. You can see it. Now, who is this? Swollen? Here's the reality. You don't know anything about me. You're assuming. You're assuming. For all you know, you're spreading defamation. But you don't care. All you care is that you spread your hate because you hate yourself. Wait a minute. Hammer, you don't belong in here. See, that's why I brought the chat down here, because I knew that there were going to be people trying to come in here and be mean. If you want to be mean, go to the mean recappers. Don't come over here. Why would you come over here and be mean? Remember, live streamers, even though it's great to be open about yourself, you never need to disclose everything about yourself. I would say even put out disinformation about yourself at times. I've learned that that works very well. Especially when it comes to the super haters. I can't save anybody. I wish I could. I can't save anybody. Nobody can save anybody. You have to save yourself. Yes, you do. You have to save yourself. So anyway, that's about it for today. I just wanted to pop on and say hi and all that kind of stuff. So take care, everybody. Have a good day, and make sure that you do read that article. Have a great night, Cardi. Have a great night, Bronwyn. And who else is in here that's interesting? That's all I'll mention tonight. Well, I'll say goodnight to NorCal. Why not? He's a snake, but gotta have all kinds of animals in the garden, don't you? All right, bye-bye.